Kim Kardashian's new podcast is taking over, quite literally. Her big true crime project, The System, shot to the top of Spotify's top podcasts list this week, surging past the Joe Rogan Experience and even the famed Call Her Daddy, which fell in line behind her at number 2 and number 3, respectively. Meghan Markle's podcast, Archetypes, was number 4, and from there you got Huberman Lab, Crime Junkie, The Tripod and On Purpose with Jay Shetty, in that order. It's pretty impressive, considering this is less than a week old. If you're unfamiliar, this first season of The System tackles a case pertaining to convicted murderer Kevin Keith, whom Kim believes is innocent, only to dive deep into the deets/evidence. Clearly there's interest in what she has to say in a podcast setting, but keep in mind, this is a Spotify exclusive, so it's hard to tell how The System would translate across other platforms. Rogan and Markle's podcasts are also exclusive to them, so jury's out there too. In any case, she's all in on promoting it. Looks like KK snapped up some old-fashioned billboard advertising in Calabasas to plug the podcast, with her face front and center. So far, only 2 episodes have dropped, unclear when new ones are coming, or what sort of schedule this thing's gonna follow. A resource page dedicated to it will be updated weekly. While Meghan Markle has been accused of having another dig at the royal family during her latest episode of her podcast, Archetypes, on Spotify. Meghan Markle accused of shading royals on latest podcast episode. She honestly thinks she's God, says royal fan. The podcast returned on Tuesday, 4th of October 2022, after having been postponed following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. During the course of that process, there were question marks over how Meghan would approach the podcast. Would she make any reference towards the late monarch, or avoid the topic altogether? And now that the episode has aired, there has been scrutiny placed upon Meghan's comments. In her comments on the episode, she had a discussion with Lisa Ling and comedian Margaret Cho about the notion of stereotypes. She said, "Just be yourself no matter what any societal framework or archetype or loud voice coming from a small place tells you that you should be. Be yourself. Your full, complete, whole, layered, sometimes weird, sometimes awesome, but always best and true self. Just be you." This naturally generated a lot of talking points for the following reasons. First of all, Meghan made it clear in her previous episodes that ambition was not viewed negatively until she began dating Prince Harry. Therefore, there was an assumption that her individuality was not tolerated. Secondly, Meghan has spoken in the past that she felt her and Harry's existence was simply upsetting the dynamic of the monarchy. With that being said, the fans on social media had a lot to say about the matter. A significant proportion of people were of the view that this was a sly attack by the Duchess of Sussex since she is now able to have her own voice through the podcast. One person wrote, "She honestly thinks she's God and people are going to listen and act upon her words of wisdom." In reality, Meghan's podcast was always going to create a reaction.